get a little sympathy because I got a bloody ass. I'm bleeding generously because I got a bloody ass.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on this week in Stuttering John, feel insecure about our tattoo, and beg Clay Dabbler to stop talking. I'm Carl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts. With me this week from the All Apologies podcast, Trucker Andy's here.
Hey, what's up?
And also from OJ in the morning, Tukey Soup, Potato Soup, Obnoxious John, OJ in the house.
Hey, yo, what's up? What's up, guys?
What's happening, OJ?
Oh, it's happening. John's tattoo is happening.
It is. We definitely have to get into that. There's a few things this week that I want to discuss. A lot of things from yesterday's show with Saul and his tattoo that I want to discuss. But first off, I want to ask you, was that the first time you heard the Bloody Ass song, OJ?
That's the first time.
I don't think OJ listens to WATP at all. He didn't know who Jody B was. He's like, who the fuck is this Jody B guy? He's just on WATP.
Dude, with real life and keepking up with just John, it's hard to watch everything all the time.
You're probably watching 8 hours of Melton every day.
Not quite that much.
Every second of Steel Toe.
WATP is still my favorite.
All right. I believe it.
Just the YouTube clips, though.
So let's talk about what's going on. By the way, we want to have other people joining us. So we hopefully will have some more retards who pay attention to John joining us on the show today. But thank you guys for being here. Shuli asked me to host the Point Dabble Point this week. And these fine gentlemen hopped on the opportunity to talk John with me, and I appreciate that.
Hey, he said no, Shuli. I said, okay, I'm in.
That is how I get OJ on the show.
I saw that John doxed himself, and I said, I need to be a part of it.
Oh, God, yeah, we're going to get into that. We might not be talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully we are, but let's talk about the Bumble account. Let's start there.
All right.
Bumble, you say?
Yeah, right. Because John, earlier this week, was very upset that his Bumble account photos from it and his profile and the description was all given to Shuli, who showed it on Uncle Rico. I think we showed some on Point Dabble Point last week as well, or something like that. And John was acting like, someone broke into his phone to get it. He literally said that to Hitman Dan. He's a fucking idiot. And the B, it's the craziest thing you could possibly do. Like, how could you possibly show photos that he posted on his Bumble account? That's crazy. John forgets very quickly that he has exposed every photo anyone's ever sent him, especially Muttering Jay, of me, my family, anything.
His family.
Yeah, anything that he can find on any of us.
KB's wife.
Yeah.
He's constantly showing these photos and exposes. As soon as he gets his grubby little mitts on something, he can't wait to expose it. And then when someone goes, oh, look at, I got John's Bumble account. Let's look at this. He's like, how could you? This is crossing the line, guys.
My
Hypocrisy
pearls.
police.
Yeah.
Yeah. He seems like a little bit of a hypocrite, in my opinion, but.
I think he's the biggest hypocrite.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I'm with you, OJ. I think that might be true. But let's talk about the Bumble account.
All right.
Real quick, because that's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's outgoing. He drinks sometimes.
Occasional.
See, this is
Recreational
set
drinker.
up to fail. He's got this new date. He was bragging to Saul yesterday about this new date. He went on 2 dates with her, lunch, and then they went to the gym together the next day. I guess she's in really good shape and she likes to work out and stuff. This seems like a bad way to start a relationship. You should start a relationship where it's like, hey, you want to watch the Yankees game and get drunk? If she says yes, okay.
Yeah.
This is a long-term thing. This can actually work out for you.
Not watch her bench more than you on a date.
Yeah, right.
Bad move.
You want to go rock climbing? Yeah, that's what I do every day. Let's go rock climbing. It's like, that's probably not going to last a long time. Hey, I should mention real quick, we're still at the top of the show, I imagine, that you'll see, I should have put this in the comments and I forgot. You'll see that we have a QR code in the upper right corner. That is our super tip system. Feel free to be a part of the show by using that, supertip.gg/WATP. Just go to that URL in a different tab or with a different browser or on a different device. And if you go there, You're given the option. You can just super chat us, which we appreciate. We'll read that on the show, give you credit, or become part of the show by using an AI voice to either read out a sentence or carry out a conversation with multiple AI people. It's a fun time.
If you haven't tried it yet, you got to try it. Try it at least once. You're going to have a blast with it.
You will have a blast. It's definitely worth a go. So supertip.gg/WATP. I know OJ has it on his show.
I do.
Of course, be dabbling live and Tukey Soup. Take advantage of it to great effect. And we appreciate the support on here very much. So thank you for that.
Before we start shitting on John too much, I will say that I met my wife online, and I did say that I was a moderate drinker.
Okay.
Like whatever the step down from every day was,
right?
That's what I put to. So
Yeah. Well,
everybody does that.
Well, also you're thinking like, I mean, if she really has a problem with it, I can cut back. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You know, I'll change my lifestyle if there's someone that I want to change my lifestyle for.
I'll just switch to Red Bull, like John.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Red Bull and cocaine. Can we talk about what's going on right now with the cocaine use allegedly? Allegedly. So the other day, Hitman Dan's over at John's house, and Hitman Dan, like John goes, "Get over here! I got to show all people on the internet I have a friend. Come here, come here." It's so weird. And Hitman Dan pops his head in, and then he pulls something out of his pocket, and John's like, "Whoa!" And Hitman Dan goes, "It was like a lollipop."
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. And so Hitman Dan's like, "No, it's just this." And John's like, "Oh." Okay. 'Cause he was nervous for a second. He was pulling his stash out, I think.
Different kind of candy.
But then, yeah, don't put that in your nose. But then, right after that, Hitman Dan walks away and John's like, "I got to get a drink." And he wasn't drinking beer. He's just like, "I got to go get a drink." And then it takes him over a minute, because they obviously timed it on Uncle Rico's show. Took him over a minute to go get a soda or something and come back and do the show.
And then he's hyper caffeinated.
Yeah, well, a little twitchy, a little fidgety. What's going on with that? Is John enjoying a little bit of nose candy down there in Florida?
I think so. I believe so.
Well, if there's one place that Jolt Cola still exists, it's probably Florida.
For sure. That's the thing. Cocaine is still probably pretty big down in Florida, I would imagine.
It's big everywhere. What are you talking about? You see the news out of Minnesota?
That's true.
Are you not aware of this?
Good point.
It's all over children now. Everywhere you
It's
go.
in their hair. It's everywhere.
Thank
I
cards,
that.
children.
And then OJ goes, "Yeah, I mean, those Floridians, they probably still like doing coke. I don't know. They're out of it." What are you talking about?
Well, that's where all the good stuff comes from.
That's true. I mean, that's where it comes into this country from, but that is very true. Although not Cape Coral, I can tell you that. That's not a.
It's hard for you to find.
Well, it's not that it's hard. It's not that I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that that's not necessarily where the shipments are coming in from. I don't think. Maybe I just haven't met the right people yet. It's also very possible. So is John doing a lot of blow? What do you think? What have you been watching the show this week? OJ, you've been sniping him.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's ever stopped doing blow. I think he whenever he can get it for free, someone offers it, he is doing it.
Oh, he's said that before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's in Florida right now.
Yes,
right.
I don't know. I don't have the GPS on him, but is Dan in Florida too, or is
Yes.
Dan just visiting?
I think Dan's visiting. Although there's a lot of questions about that too. Does he live in Florida now? I don't know.
I think John has said that Dan has a home in Florida, not far from him. Yeah, he has
Really?
mentioned that before. Yeah.
God damn it. I got to fucking run into Hitman Dan now when I go out. That's going to be annoying. Hey, Hitman Dan, you got a G?
Tiger Lily says Dan's dad lives there.
Oh, right. That is true. I did know that. So that's right. So he doesn't have to live with John or stay with John, thank God.
Right.
John can't furnish his house.
Maybe you guys can catch me up. So does John? He lives most of his days in Florida, or is he sometimes in his mom's house, or is he back in California in some regard?
Andy.
I'm behind on this.
Jeez, Louise.
Because I heard he was going back to California. No?
Well, that's what he said. But I think the reason why he said that is
Yeah.
because of this Kate Meany potential criminality
He's trying
/
to
lawsuit.
shake process servers.
Well, there's that. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
I have that in my notes.
That's why I
too.
don't know where he is. He's,
All right. So he left Canoga Park
Right.
and
Drove across country.
does not have a residency anywhere
he's
in
out of
California.
California.
He's out of California.
All right.
Stayed with his mom for a few weeks and then drove down to Florida. Has been there ever since.
Okay.
Now, he claimed that in September he's going to go back to California. But I think the reason why he said that is because he's still trying to get the FBI and LAPD to give a shit about this 2-party consent state phone call thing.
I agree.
All right.
John literally thinks he's still going to get Kate Meany in trouble for this phone call,
Okay.
which is insane. But not just Kate Meany. He thinks he's going to get me and Shuli, and he doesn't mention Blind Mike anymore for some reason, and the Comedy Club, and everyone's going to go down for this embarrassing phone
Because
call.
you played it and you knew it was illegal.
It was nefarious.
He's going to trick you all into
That's the
eating your
thing.
parents.
None of us believe it was illegal, right? Like that's what I'm going with. I don't believe these calls were recorded illegally. So
They definitely were not.
yeah.
Kate's in a one-party state. For some reason, when I talked to John's attorney was under the impression that California law supersedes New York state law. And I'm like, how does that work?
Right.
LAPD has zero jurisdiction over Kate Meany. They can't do anything to her. It doesn't make any sense at all. So if you want to get the FBI involved, you want to say that, they seem to not give a fuck because John he's filed 3 different complaints with the FBI. He's all proud of that. And they're just ignoring him. It's like, okay.
They're smart. They're right to do that.
They're like, well, we were interviewing this 14-year-old kid who ended up shooting up a school in Georgia. But no, what happened, John? There was a woman you thought liked you, and then she was recording the things and laughing at a comedy show. No, we'll get to the school shooting later. It's fine. No, John, keep going. Keep going. What's going on down there? Fucking idiot. It's not a priority, dumbass.
So is there more to the Bumble thing? Because I know there's more to John's dating life.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. I have some clips.
Okay.
Yay,
I have some
clips.
clips that I want to share, and we'll talk about this. Let's start off with how John started the show yesterday. I almost feel like this is a bit at this point, but it's not because John can't do bits. John is incapable of doing something funny on purpose, A,
Right.
and B, without laughing.
Yeah.
So when John's being serious with this, it's not a bit. However, if I were a space alien and I came down and I saw how many times John starts the show with his green screen off center and him having to adjust it and fix his microphone and everything else, I'd think like, well, this is a bit that this guy's doing, right? We know better, but let's see how he started the show yesterday.
Oh, hi. Hi. Let me fix
Every
that.
time you have to turn around.
I didn't do a
move
show
shit
yesterday.
around.
I had a date,
He's not prepared at all.
The incompetence is just
and
unbelievable.
it was a good day. Very good day. Make sure my mic is set up.
Yeah, maybe you should have your microphone turned on too. Then he takes a while getting that figured out. I can't imagine making this mistake every day.
No.
For years.
Have there been times that I wasn't completely set up properly? Probably, although I test everything before the show starts.
Yeah.
So not that likely. But imagine this happens every day and you just keep doing it every day. This is a guy who doesn't give a fuck. There's no quality control
Yeah.
going on, no quality assurance.
The smartest thing he did is wear a shirt that kind of looks like it's supposed to look like you're sweating through your clothes.
Oh, that's a good point. He's wearing one of those shirts that the green screen doesn't know what to do with, I think.
It's like
'Cause that's not-
shitty tie dye.
That's not a shirt color right there, is
No.
it?
I don't know if that's tie-dye or jizz stains.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what that actually looks like?
Or he doesn't know how to do laundry and he bleached his clothes.
No, you know what I think that is? I think that shirt was in with the sheets that he was shitting on
Yeah.
when he was over at that girl's
Right.
apartment.
Yeah. He was bleaching the sheets and that shirt made it into the load.
It looks like he shit all over them. And you know what he shit all over them with? His
bloody ass. Can I get a little sympathy? Because I got a bloody ass. I'm bleeding generously. Because I got a bloody ass.
I tried to get that entire song included in the Dabbler dance party. I don't know if it played or not. I wasn't there the whole time.
I tried to get that band to play live at DabbleCon too.
They're fucking great. I forget their name, but people keep sending me songs by them. Seems like people are into it. All right. So John is starting off his show talking about the NFL is back.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I watched the game last night, had some money on it. Second half bet did very well. Although I couldn't believe that last play of the game, just the toe being out of bounds would have sent it into overtime.
The
Crazy
toe?
ending to a game. Very fun.
Wasn't win by the toe?
Another win.
And a loss by the toe. And then tonight they're playing, I believe, the first ever NFL game in Brazil. A Friday night NFL game.
Oh, really? Who's
Oh, my
playing?
gosh.
Who's in it?
Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
When Jen was getting ready for work this morning, I'm like, hey, you know what tonight is? She goes, why? I go, Friday Night Football. I said, oh, I don't give a fuck about that. But I'm excited. John's excited about football, and let's find out why he is.
The beginning of the NFL season, which I'm very excited about. I'm in so many pools, it's not funny.
Yeah, hopefully not my pool. Someone told me he drives by my house all the time in Florida. You better not be in my fucking pool.
I got my fantasy, got 5 fantasy teams, 2 which I paid, and 3 that were practice.
What?
And both paying ones, but my first pick was Justin Jefferson.
That's fascinating. Please go on.
Who could possibly care about that?
How do you practice fantasy football?
Okay. They have a thing called a mock draft.
Right.
I'm familiar with that. That's not having a fantasy team, though.
No.
So he has 5 fantasy football teams. OJ, you familiar with fantasy football?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. He's got 5 fantasy football teams. 3 of them are free. There's no money involved. That's what children do.
It's pointless.
I don't know anyone who plays fantasy football where there's no stakes at all. It's like, hey, you want to play poker and not have any money?
Yeah.
No. Who cares? That's the point.
Because it's all contingent on who drafts who in what round, right? So
Of course.
my old man used to have composition notebooks of, well, if this person gets drafted, I'll do this. And if
Right.
this person gets drafted, I'll do
Yes.
this. And that's how you practice
Correct.
fantasy football. You don't have 3 that don't matter. It's a waste of time.
Doesn't make
Right,
any
because
sense.
when you probably have a different position to pick in every time, it's going to be completely different for every draft you're in.
Right, yeah, practicing doesn't mean anything. You have no idea how other people are going to draft
But
their
you
guys.
know when the season is over and John lost both of his 2 paying games, his fantasy round,
He'll have
but he
won the
won
other
in one of the
ones.
fucking ones that
Yeah.
don't pay anything, he'll call it a victory.
Take credit for that. Well, I don't have this clip because it's so boring, but he literally explains his draft strategy in which whatever's the highest player on the computer, that's who he picks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, so you can just set up for auto draft.
Yeah.
You don't need to be there at all.
Yeah,
John.
AI can write a song for you too.
Let me save you 2 hours. Set it an auto draft and go out to the pub.
Yeah,
You don't need to be there
yeah,
for
it'll
it.
probably be better than you actually picking it yourself.
But then John says something. Fantasy football does not mean fantasizing. Okay? But John confuses these 2 terms and concepts. And he says one of the craziest things I've heard. The next time he says just do it when talking about me, listen to this shit.
When I was young, I didn't fantasize about fucking grown men in fucking tight pants. I fantasized about hot chicks and spandex. But all that has fucking changed.
Whoa!
Wow.
I mean, there's no other way to interpret this.
That's a revelation.
John is fantasizing about grown men in tight pants.
Wow.
We just haven't found his Grinder profile yet.
Oh my gosh!
He's on
Somebody
Bumble
find
and
his
our
Grindr
time.
I hope no one
profile,
makes
please.
I hope no one makes a fake one.
John's gonna have so many Grindr
I
profiles.
have an email address you can sign up with.
Yes. Mr. Keister. It's going to be up there. I'm thinking he needs one for Cape Coral, one for Fort Myers, one for Port Charlotte. It's going to need a lot of different profiles up there. All right. So let's talk about the tattoo. Because he starts talking about his
do it.
tattoo. Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about this super cool tattoo that he got that he's all proud of.
And I see the newest thing. Oh, they found the picture of my tattoo, which I don't really care. I'm proud of my tattoo. And
Already making excuses.
I know who
They're you can tell he's embarrassed by this tattoo
for sure.
because there are so many copes that he has for this. He's like, I think it's cool. My brother-in-law, I have clips coming up. My brother-in-law said it's cool. Clay Dabbler said it's pretty cool.
My mom says I'm the coolest guy in school.
Oh, it's so weird that you would talk like this. It's 50. He's almost 59 years old.
It's crazy.
Almost 59 years old. His
And it's
first
his
tattoo. It's so weird.
and I know who leaked it, but I don't give a shit because I was asking for 500 here. If someone super chatted me 500, I'll show it. So I might as well show it. I was hoping Rob could get here, but here we go.
So that makes zero sense. Does John listen to himself when he's talking? Does he comprehend what he's saying?
No.
I was going to get $500 for a super chat to show the tattoo, and then someone leaked it, but I don't care. What do you mean? That's why you would care, because you were hoping to get $500. Actually, I think it was 1,000.
First, it was 1,000. I think that he dropped it to 5.
I'll show you my tattoo for $1,000. Everyone went, no, it's fine. Give a shit.
Right.
Could you imagine being like, oh, only 1,000? What an idiot. I would have paid $3,000 for this.
It's more fun to speculate and
Yeah.
make up AI or not deep fake tattoos on
Oh, yeah.
John.
If he had never shown the tattoo, we could all just be drawing tattoos on some guy's arm and claiming that it's John's. And
I saw
having
a
a blast.
portrait of Danny DeVito with his sister's name. That was a good one.
That's a good one. Yes.
That's
A lot of
funny
fun
that
ones.
you mentioned AI because I believe you'll probably have it in one of these clips, right? AI
What's that?
tattoo.
Oh, I don't have that.
Oh, you don't have the clip of him showing the tattoo?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Is that what everybody thinks, that the good version is an AI corrected?
I believe so, yes.
Because the
Okay.
one I've seen both images,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way they're the same
No,
tattoo.
correct.
No.
It's impossible.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, everyone's assuming the shitty one is the one that he has, right?
Well, and there's reason for that, which I'm going to get into. We have a lot to talk about. Let's move slowly through this, progress naturally through the tattoo talk, because John goes to his computer to pull up the photo to show off this tattoo of his. And this is when he shows his email inbox. I believe this is what you were referring to earlier, Andy. You know, did people pick up on this thing? Because I looked on Dabble Anonymous. I didn't see anybody posting this.
Great, good.
Okay, you
because
saw
I
it.
went and signed up for our time and tried to fucking get a date with John.
Okay, that's funny. So this is John doxing himself.
And then I showed him the ideas that I wanted, and here we go.
All right, this is how you show off a photo. You go to your email where you emailed the photo to
Share
yourself,
screen.
and then show your
There.
screen. What a fucking idiot!
Share your screen before you find it.
What a
Wait,
fucking
Oh
dummy.
shit!
Oh,
Here I go again.
Oh no!
Just fucking constantly
What happened?
doxing everything on my fucking computer.
John,
He's incapable of learning.
I know he watches Point Dabble Point. I know he watches Uncle Rico and who are these podcast clips because it responds to things we say. John, you got to learn how to save a file in a folder somewhere. And then when you want to show that, open up that folder and there's the file. And then you can share it. He's so fucking stupid.
Instead of showing your email address and all of the skanks that you're chatting with.
All right, so let's talk about this email. So he's got this our time email. You have 9 new picks. Dawn 59 from Estero, Florida. Seymour. View these picks now today. So our time is a dating app for people who are 50 plus,
Yeah.
which means 60 plus. Probably means 65 plus.
60-year-olds lying about their age.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of emails from our time. Here's one that says, it's your move. You have one member interested in you. And then down here, you have 9 new picks. Mary, 58 from Venice, Florida. This one is red.
Yeah.
This is very important because John's going to claim that this is just his junk email. He doesn't pay attention to it. Meanwhile, his Amazon Prime Video receipt is in here.
Mm.
He's using this email, and he used it obviously to sign up for Our Time, the old person dating site.
Old person.
I think he's embarrassed by this. I think he's a little bit embarrassed
Yeah.
by this. when this
One
got
person
out.
interested in you. She won a blue ribbon at the state fair this year.
Well, that's why he keeps complaining how fat everyone is and how
Yeah.
gross all of his dates are.
Yeah. I'm serious. I went to Our Time and I put in an email address that I don't use
Yeah.
and tried to sort things out. And then I'm like, oh, I better call my wife and tell her that I'm getting on a fucking dating
Yeah,
website.
right.
And I scared myself off. But I didn't. You got to pay. You know, it's.
Andy, are
a
you looking for
small amount of
older
people.
men in Florida?
Yeah.
What's this all about?
Exactly.
It's a bit. You don't get it. It's comedy. You don't get what I'm up to.
I had some splaining to do.
So this
I was
is
trying to meet Mr. Keister.
yeah. So this is John after he realized what he just showed to everyone.
Doesn't matter. Anything on that site is just all bullshit. It's all bullshit stuff.
He said with confidence. He's freaking out. That's all. None of that stuff in that inbox is real. That's all bullshit stuff. No, you
I don't
definitely
care.
signed up for our time with that email address. There's no way around that. It has your name. It's not spam. It has your name. It
I saw
knows.
the profiles that they were suggesting to me, and it was all bullshit.
Okay, well, I'll give you that. So that was actually, I should give credit. I would have caught it anyway when pulling this, but Vince the Warrior, I'm on a thread with him, and he did
I don't like that.
send me the first screen grab of the our time. And so I said, Vince, you finally found something that's worth talking about. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, Vince.
Yes, he was very upset with me. We're going to get into the tattoo stuff. That's the next big thing that happens between him and Rob Saul. Let me just get caught up on some super chats and some super tips real quick. Again, thank you guys for being here. Almost 1,300 in the room. And we appreciate the support. Chris Engler says, ITM. That's in the morning. TYFYC. What is that? Thank you for. I don't know.
Yielding cum.
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you for yielding cum and FSJ. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you for your comment.
Don Fried Chicken, $10. This is for Craig from the Blind Mike Project. Craig, I figured out what you did to my daughter when you babysat her, and you just made an enemy for life. Craig, come on, man. I thought you were doing better. I thought you were on the straight and narrow. You see, everyone in the Dabbleverse. All right. Red 4732 box. Cardiff looks orange tonight.
Oh, sorry.
I'm so stoned.
I'm so high.
General GK. GK. OJ is my second favorite orange-faced fruit co-host after Jody B.
Thank you.
That's funny.
I appreciate that.
I like that. Barnes and Noobs, who has put together some great videos, always does, in Dabblers Anonymous. $20, thank you. SJ doesn't even try to hide that he's basically using "just do it" as a gay slur now. Correct. He wants to say the real thing so badly that eventually a real F-bomb is going to slip out on stream and it will be glorious. I think so. I think when he's at a bar and guys walk in, he probably turns to his guy next to him like, "just do it." And he's like, "What are you talking?"
That's a fag.
Well, right. That's what John wants to say because we've heard
Right.
him say it. But it's not even about me, and he's triggered by it now. Anytime anything happens and he wants to call someone the F slur, he just blurts out, "just do it." It's weird. KJ, $10. Yeah, a couple of fruits and Andy. Love this lineup. I see what you did there, KJ.
Thank you, KJ.
Thanks for being here. Chirpersons, BBN, FKA Queefer Stutherland. Wait, what was that noise I just heard? Do you have a smoke detector that needs batteries
Are
in
you
your
in a
house?
black person's apartment?
Big Black. You don't know the Big Black story?
Oh, I know all about the Big Black story. I was so annoyed that you and Cardiff weren't picking up on it. I heard it the whole time. I'm like, are you going to address this shit? And you finally did. Big Black calls in to be dabbling live all the time.
Yeah.
And he has a smoke detector. Is that why you played that?
Yes, and that's
trigger
why
me?
he's Chirperson.
Oh, I get it. Okay. He has he claims, I don't believe this for a second. He claims there's a smoke detector in his apartment that's behind drywall
Yeah, I've heard
that he
this.
can't get to.
It's bullshit.
That's been chirping for 2 years. It's bullshit. There's
I
no
don't know.
fucking way
No.
someone put drywall up in front of a smoke detector. You wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
no.
And if
You
that's the
can't-
case, I would tear that shit out, take it out, and just replace it. It's not that hard.
Oh,
mean,
I would.
to
That would
replace
drive me
drywall.
crazy. And can I just say, since we're talking about Big Black, real quick, I know.
Sure.
I know you and Cardiff and everyone's jumping to get him on your channels. He sucks.
He's great.
No,
You don't really.
no. He's got nothing. He's a shut-in and a looser. He's got nothing going on. He sucks.
He's very, very observant and picks up a lot of things a lot of people don't pick up. There's some things we miss. I don't know. I'd like
Listen,
to.
is he obsessed with the Dabbleverse? Yes, I'll give him that. He's definitely watching all this stuff.
Well, we'll see. I'd like to give people a chance. I don't know. I think he's going to do okay. We'll see.
All right.
Only time will tell.
We'll see for sure. I'll be the first one there to super chat him.
Hell yeah.
That not OJ. Wear the glasses also. Joe Matarese is live. Joe Matarese is live. What is Joe Matarese talking about? I want to see that.
I'm sure we'll find out on Blind Mike Project.
I know. DJ Davies. Wait until John finds out tonight's game is on Peacock and he can't watch. Oh, there's no way he has a subscription to Peacock. You're right. He's going to be pissed.
Off to the pub.
Wow. The pub probably won't have it either. Club 102, Rosita's hottest gay bar. Fantasy football is not allowed here because it's just too gay even for us. Yeah. I hate, and it doesn't happen that much anymore. It used to happen a lot when you'd be out watching a football game at a bar or something, and someone's just like, who scored that last touchdown?
Oh,
Who
God.
scored that? I'm like, dude, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Like, if you're not watching football to enjoy football, you're just watching to see if like your wide receiver caught the touchdown.
I mean, I could see if it's at maybe the end of the year or something, but yeah, generally speaking, it's lame.
Yeah, it's very lame. Davy Cakes, $5. Don't forget to check out the Sorcerer Saturday nights on MLC. Wait, that was really his tattoo? First time he could actually sue the artist.
Yeah.
We'll get into that for sure. John's Dangling Roy, $2 says John's the definition of a clod. What's a clod? Does anyone know?
I'm going to look it up.
All right, look it up for me, please. Red 473, $5. How did the boys on Grindr feel about hemorrhoids? Guess we'll find out. Yeah, well, there's some lube back there. Don't bring your lube. We got it. We got you covered.
All right. So there's two definitions: a lump of earth or clay, and the informal is a stupid person, often used as a general term of abuse.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like a Mad Magazine insult.
Nailed it. John is a clod. We need some new words. Everyone's calling everyone a loser lately.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Everything's nefarious.
I brought back gaywad. That's
Gaywad's
the
a good
term
one.
I'm bringing back.
I like that. What about Gaylord? Does anyone use Gaylord anymore? That's a fun one.
No.
Yeah, all right.
I haven't heard that in a
we got
while.
some ideas. We'll brainstorm for the rest
I'm
of the
gonna
show.
stick with Claude, I think.
Yeah, Claude's pretty good. Guys, in the chat, if you can come up with other insults we can be using for people.
Claude Dabbler.
We'd really appreciate it. Red 473, another $5. Oh no, that was he did it twice. I guess we'll find out. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Keep fucking up and sending us multiple super chats.
Yes.
Carl says VTL is a spectrum disorder. Do I say that? Maybe.
Is height a spectrum?
Maybe if you catch me in my free time, I might say that. All right, let's check out the Super Tipper too. Uh-oh, is that not playing?
Pop quiz, you've listened to me say Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo how many times? What's my Venmo name then? Or PayPal or any of the others?
It's a great point. He constantly throws things out, as Aaron from Steel Toe, without giving you the actual address you would need in order to pay him money.
Oh, I thought it was like living on the screen somehow.
There is a link you can click.
I don't.
But what if you're just like listening? Like I listen to YouTube while I'm out riding my bike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not there clicking on links.
I never would.
Well, right. There's that too. But yeah, he should simplify that a little bit, make it a little easier for people. That's the problem. We just don't know where to pay him money. Otherwise, we'd all be paying him money.
I know. He'd be hitting the goal every time.
That's the issue.
Yes, miss. I would like to order a Denver omelet and a large orange juice.
Yeah, hon, absolutely. Like, here you go.
What is that? Does that look like a fucking large orange juice? You dumb cum slut. Do I need to go back there and show you what a large glass looks like?
I'm sorry, sir. That's the largest one we have.
You're sorry. I get you that your entire family is sorry that you're here on this planet. They're sorry they wasted the time and energy to keep you alive. I hate them and you.
Wow.
You gotta get an angrier Vinny.
Well,
That
when we
Vinny
got
voice doesn't
AI
do him
Vinny, he
justice.
wasn't talking to a server at Radio Social.
Yeah, is that the waitress that he got fired?
I think so. I think that's what that was right there. Recreation of Brunch.
I was
Dabble
there
gone.
for that. It was
I was right next to that
awkward.
table.
Yeah. Well, that woman was incompetent.
Well, yeah.
That's
There was a lot
two
of
breakfasts for me. 2 in a row with Vinny. The last one was in Detroit, and then that one.
Oh, right. Remember Vinny freaked out in Detroit because no one
left.
got there on time? Oh, guess who's pissed at me today?
Dr. Steve.
Vinny Paulino.
Oh, okay.
So we do the Creep Off bonus show every Friday at noon. And the first Friday of the month is my favorite because we watch Thunder in Paradise or some TV show that Hulk Hogan guest starred on.
Oh,
I think
boy.
we're going to watch like Baywatch today or something. I was all excited about it. But I had forgotten that earlier in the week, Vinny asked if we could do it at 11 instead of noon. So I'm out riding my bike through the city like I always do. And I get a text like, ETA, we're waiting for you. Him and producer Chris are over at the studio. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I rode home very quickly, got ready to do the show, and he calls me again. He's just like, fuck it. We're not doing the show. Like, oh, God damn it. I'm sorry. He's like, I got to go. I got gigs this weekend. I got to leave.
Oh,
Like,
wow. What a big shot.
It was my fault. It's my fault. I didn't update my calendar like an asshole. So that's on me. But you never want to be on that side of Vinny, though.
No.
Definitely not.
I can only imagine if he was really, really mad at someone. Because holy shit. Like, I just asked him a question and he exploded on me. I got like the Hulk Hogan finger point of doom. And...
Yeah. Oh, you asked him for the Wi-Fi password too?
Jesus. No, someone had, they put the stupid Tukey costume in his office, which I don't know why they did that. I think he actually suggested that. So we were just trying to get the puppet out, and I just asked him if he could open the door.
Oh, you should have done that, OJ.
I should not have done that.
What were you thinking?
What do I look like, a doorman?
Look more like a door than a window, but I got to say, Vinny was under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress.
Yeah, he did.
That weekend, he was managing our
great.
live stream.
We like to tease him. You did a great job.
He kicked ass.
He did kick ass. And everyone who's watched the live stream, with the exception of like 2 or 3 people, enjoyed it very much.
And that waitress deserved to get fired.
Wow.
Or quit,
Quit, yeah. That job's not for her, for sure. All right, let's talk about the tattoo. Everyone's been revealing this. There's 2 different versions of it, the photos that are going around. And so John says, okay, well, now that it's out there, I'm ready to talk about it.
So here's the big reveal. I mean, there's a tattoo. But
there it
I
is.
just want
under my
everyone to know
sleeve.
it cost me, I think 13.
What's that, OJ?
There it is. Here it is right here. It's under my. I'm not going to show it to you, but here it is.
I have a theory about this. It's very odd that John could literally just lift up his sleeve and show everyone the tattoo, and he never does that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want everyone to know it cost me, I think 1,300 or 1,200. I don't know, but I tipped 300 or 200. I tipped whatever they said was the amount that you're supposed to tip.
This is all lies.
Who's they? How does he not know the answer to this? How does he not know how much this tattoo costs?
He
$1,200
does
or
know.
$1,300. I tipped 200 or 300. According to him, he gave him $1,500. Mm-hmm. He has no idea what percentage of that was the tip, what percentage of that was the cost of the tattoo. And it's odd to me that John could be this oblivious. This just happened. He just got this tattoo when he was in New York. How do you not know? And then listen to Rob now go off about tipping for a tattoo. These 2 are having 2 different conversations right now.
Mm-hmm. Really? Okay. So, all right. I'm a bartender. I work on tips, but I've never had any tattoos. I did not know that you're also. I know tattoos are expensive, but now I feel like you got a tip on everything now. And I don't mean to bitch because that's how I make my living, but I didn't know you're a tattoo artist now.
No, I saved up.
Always been a thing.
No, I put money aside because this was something that I wanted to do.
Rob goes, oh, you have to tip for that? He's like, I put money aside. We were talking about whether you tip a tattoo artist or not, John. You're not paying attention. He's just like, He's like, all right, when he stops talking, I'll explain what happened. Also, this is crazy to me. John was saving up money for a tattoo. Like he's 21 years old.
Yeah, Mr. Big Bucks had to save up.
Hey, good point. It is. It's like a little kid, like a 16-year-old kid. It's so weird.
It's so weird that to save up money. Remember when he brought his computer in to be repaired because he kicked it off his bed and broke the screen? He goes, yeah, it was $750. I don't have that kind of money. I had to put out a credit card. Okay. That's scary. I mean, his mortgage has to be thousands of dollars. He doesn't have $750. Okay, whatever.
He's got his mommy.
I don't know. How many pensions does he have?
He's got a lot of pensions, Andy. He's got a lot of pensions. He loves to brag about that.
He's not liquid, though.
No, he's not liquid.
He's just full of liquid.
And there's meaning to it.
Has that always been a thing? Because, like I said, I'm not in the tattoo world. I don't have any tattoos, but
he's still talking about
that's
tipping.
Always been a thing. You tip a certain percentage of the price.
I don't know. I've never got one before.
Jesus Christ, Rob. What do you think? Has that always been a thing where you tip the person for the tattoo?
It's
I
not
mean,
a
Rob,
new
at least he's
concept.
trying to stay. He's at least trying to, have a conversation, a back and forth. At least he's trying. John's paying zero attention.
John's answering different questions than what Rob is asking for some reason.
You think Stuttering John knows what the tipping norms are? The guy
he's
stiffed Anthony Kumia's staff. He's never got a tattoo. He waited till his skin was getting saggy and dry to get a tattoo. What a fucking idiot.
59, he got his first tattoo, and Rob's like, oh, yeah, so tell me all about getting tattoos. The last guy you should ask about that. He has no idea what's going on.
I don't know. I picked the first guy I saw on the internet.
This was the first one I ever got.
No, it was like some rock star went there. That's why he went there. I forget who it was.
Well, yeah, the guy who did his tattoo comes up from North Carolina once a month for a couple days to do because he's a specialist with skulls.
Yeah.
The first tattoo artist who's good at skulls.
Yeah, I know.
Came into Long Island.
No
So
one's
I
ever
made
done
sure to
that
get
before.
that. It's so stupid.
And I never knew that it would be that big of a deal. Well, I did because I'm the Duke, and I'm the center of this ridiculous universe.
That's true.
Yeah,
But-
Okay.
But at least if they're going to show it, show it with lighting.
It's an embarrassing thing to be known for. Now at work, people are looking up my pet. They're like, "Wow, you got a lot of viewers. You got you're a big deal. What do you talk about on there?"
Oh no. Rob's bragging about his podcast at work. Oh no, Rob. So Rob he's a bartender at a casino, and he's in like the high limit room or something. That's what he brags about. And so his coworkers, he's telling them, yeah, I just got monetized. He's probably like walking past him just like, yeah, so I guess after my shift today, I'll probably go on my YouTube channel. Got monetized, takes free super chats, people give me money and stuff like that. Like, all right, Rob, what do you have going on? Just like, I guess he wants us to talk about this thing.
We're out of limes, asshole.
Right. Can you come up some lines before you end your shift for the night guys? Yeah, I know. So anyway, last night I was reading this super chat from Dabble and Dipshit. Whatever.
He said I fucked dogs like 10 times, but I made, like $8.
I love that though. You know that people aren't like seeking him out at work. Like, are you Rob Saul from the internet? You know he's bringing it up, and then they're like, yeah. Then they're looking at my profile. Wow, you get a lot of views. What are you talking about on there? It's funny. All right, so this is the tattoo, and this is the photo that the tattoo artist took and posted on his Instagram. I believe.
Allegedly. A photo that he took. A lot of people are thinking that this is the picture, the AI generated picture to show John what the tat will look like.
Yep, I've heard that too. All right, let's see here.
Which I believe that.
Okay, I'm not convinced either way, but let's see what John has to say about this.
All right.
It's hard to explain. Like, I don't know, Stuttering John, I guess.
So there's the tattoo, and as you can see, it's a Viking, and there's the Danish flag for my mother, who is straight off the boat from Denmark, and there's the American flag for my father,
From the picture that's online, have you had it colored since? Because
what an asshole. It's a good question that Rob's asking right here. But John's literally talking about how the meaning of this tattoo about his father and serving in World War II or whatever the fuck. Everyone's like, hey, whatever. Hey, you're dead. Anyway, this looks a lot different than the other photo I saw.
So you see, there's a scarlet letter on the flag because my mom's a whore. But
yeah, let him,
John.
Let him explain his cool new toy that he's all proud of. Jesus, it's your problem.
Who is straight off the boat from Denmark, and there's the American flag for my father.
From the picture that's online, have you had it colored since?
Carl, this asshole at show and tell.
Did you know that about John's father? I don't think I knew that. I did not know John's father was born in the U.S. the way John spoke about him. I just assumed
Spanish Harlem. He says so he's Puerto Rican, but he was born in Spanish Harlem, so he's not from Puerto Rico.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I had no idea until he mentioned this about the American flag.
Yeah, I would have thought for sure you'd have the Puerto Rican flag, but yeah, we know you're American.
Right.
But okay.
Sorry if I'm blowing your upcoming.
Whatever makes John's point is what he is.
Okay. There's a lot of meaning to this, guys. Let's get into it.
It's because it looks more colorful in this picture than the.
Well, that's why the pictures they were showing didn't give it justice. This is the first picture shot after I got it. So this was shot outside Kings Avenue in Massapequa. So this is how it really looks. So there's the American flag for my father, who served in World War II, and then my kid's birth date's up on top, and then you have the blonde Scandinavian hair of the Danes, and then the sinister looking skull, which I think is kind of cool. What do you think there, Rob?
It's pretty badass.
Yeah. I think
it's all authority on what's cool.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's badass. That's what you want to say when you're 59 years old getting your first tattoo. It's pretty badass, John. I bet your biker friends are pretty impressed with you getting a tattoo, right? That's what this all is. He's pretending like, all this for my family, my mom and dad, my kids' birthdays. Like, this is all about love for my family. The only person you talk to out of this whole scenario is your mom. And you just want to look cool for your biker bros. That's why you got a tattoo.
Exactly.
For the biker guys. Now, I have my theory on this. Because why wouldn't John just pull his sleeve up? And we'll see in a minute, he like does a little bit, but he never shows you the full thing when he pulls it up. Why wouldn't John just be like, you guys want to see my tattoo? Yeah, here it is. And remember, when John was doing that podcast and he had that big blotchy thing stain on his arm, and someone pointed it out, and
he said it was hair dye.
Yeah.
No, we thought it was hair dye. I said it was hair dye.
Oil.
He said he changed the oil in his car.
Yes.
Makes no sense. You wouldn't be wearing the same shirt. It's so stupid. You wouldn't get oil on your shirt. Anyway, so he claimed it was oil. I thought it was hair dye. And then it came out that was like because of a tattoo. Here's my theory on this, OJ, because we've seen what this tattoo might look like from another photo. It's not as colorful. It doesn't look as precise as this.
Okay.
Did he fuck up his own tattoo? Do you not care for it appropriately? And the ink ran all over the fucking place and he just destroyed it himself because he's a moron?
Yeah, I'm sure that's definitely there's an element to that. I guarantee he did fuck up his tattoo by doing that. But I also do think that the tattoo just sucked. And he got ripped off.
I like OJ using Occam's razor.
Yeah, right.
A moron got a bad tattoo. Seems likely.
So yes, it was a bad tattoo that he fucked up and made even worse.
Matt Chewbacca, this is what I was wondering too, and I should have done the math. His dad was not in World War II. Could his dad have been in World War II? It seems odd. I mean, I'm younger than John is. My dad was Vietnam era. World War II was decades before that, but I don't know. I guess it's possible. It seems like
he had an old dad, baby.
Yeah, it must have been a real old dad for that to be the case. But so OJ, your theory is that this was the rendering the artist did to be like, this is what's going to look like on your arm.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's AI. I mean, the guy's an artist. He probably can do this different ways.
Yeah, I think a lot of tattoo shops do that.
Yeah, there's probably software where like the guy will draw it out and it'll be like, this is what it'll look like. You just pop it on any body part kind of thing.
Yeah, like the way you try on glasses online.
Yeah, like Zeddy or something like that, right?
Yep.
So that's what a lot of people's theory is, that it doesn't actually look like that on his arm. I think this is the photo of it after it was done. I do. I could be wrong about that. I think he fucked it up. Because the way that it was bleeding through his shirt or whatever is not natural. You should have had it wrapped up. You need to have it wrapped up. There's certain things you have to do to care for a tattoo. I mean, Andy, you have tattoos.
Yeah.
You understand how this works.
Oh, that looks so familiar.
you have to have it,
the same one.
You have to care for it a certain way after it's done.
Right.
For some time.
And over time.
Right.
Yes. But that's an interesting theory, that it actually did look like this at one point, and then
am I crazy?
In some short span of time, he exposed it to sun and didn't care for it properly, and it melted somehow.
Yeah. It was probably still wet and he fell asleep on it. No, I'm not saying that's a thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're crazy. I mean,
weird.
that's a possibility for sure. And then on top of that, I do remember Clay Dabbler giving him some like odd advice for taking care of it. So you mix that in with him already fucking it up, and then Clay giving him some weird advice. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I think it's possible with this idiot.
The other version, though, it's
so
very different
off.
because
it's so different.
It's completely different.
The top.
It's very warped in the middle of the crown part. and
Yes.
there's no lines in the face anymore.
Yeah, you
'Cause-
can't.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that I thought maybe the first image was possibly when it was half done before.
Yes, I thought before
was
they
all-
colored it and stuff.
Right.
Right.
But the way that
But it's not
the
proportionally
helmet
correct.
is
Yeah.
like, it's like burnt, like bent.
And,
So
and then I was thinking maybe like his arm was in a certain way that it would warp it or
Yeah.
something. Because it didn't make any sense. Proportionally, it doesn't line up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like, okay, that was the first pass, and now we got to color it in.
yeah, the other one looks like a Scooby-Doo villain action figure was in the microwave. It's like melted.
Yeah.
So there's no way it's the same.
Like someone in art class was trying to draw this picture.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
It's a shrinky dink.
And we don't know. So that photo, I should have had this. I'm prepared and ready to go. I should have had that photo. That photo, we don't know if that's real or anything like that. That was just given to Tukey by some rando.
Okay.
John said, I know who did it. I know. I only sent it to 2 people. I know who sent it out. So we don't know if that person manipulated it or if that's not real or anything like that. But it is odd that John will not show his tattoo
I know
on
the most
screen.
easy way to solve this argument is to just show it, and
just-
he refuses to do it.
That's why I believe that's really fucked up. And on top of that, all the excuses he made from the coping from the start, I do think it's fucked up. One way or another, whether he fucked it up or the tattoo artist fucked it up, it's fucked up. But he's proud of it.
He's proud of it. It's super cool. And it's badass. All right. This is, so Rob is still on this thing. Like, you tip a tattoo artist? He still can't believe it. So he decides to look that up.
I mean, I like it. You know,
I did look it up. It is customary to tip tattoo artist 15 to 20% of the tattoo cost. So if you're $1,500, that's right around 300. That's 20%. So there you have it.
and that's how much and that's exactly how much I gave.
Yeah.
Wait.
So yeah. So I'm, I'm a man.
I did not know.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't.
3 things here. First off, John goes, that's exactly how much I gave him. You didn't even know a second ago. You have no idea if it was $1,200, $1,300. You didn't know what you tipped. You didn't know what the cost was. John calls himself a mensch. You can't make this shit up. What a fucking idiot. That's something that someone else would say about you, but no one ever would because you're a retard. But Rob Saul, who should know how tipping works, that's what he does for a living, goes, well, if it was $1,200, you gave $300, that's 20%. That's 25%. So more likely it was $1,300 and John gave $200 because that's 15%. That sounds more like what John would have done as far as a tip goes. I don't know. I wasn't there. I have people who were there reported, but no, I'm kidding, obviously.
He is a mensch because in Scandinavian, mensch means retard. So
Maybe it does, yeah. Did you skull with that mensch over there? Yeah. My buddy's younger brother needs some help. And then John starts bragging about how big he is, of course.
I mean, and look how big my arm is. I'm fucking smoking. I mean, look at that fucking thing.
Look at your
I
tits.
know. I'm
dude.
glad that you can only
Guns,
see,
baby.
well, it's zoomed in 300%.
There's no way to proportion. Like, you put a quarter on it or something. We don't know. We don't know what that means. Who does that though? Who shows a photo of themselves and be like, "Wow, look at how buff I am.
Look at those guns.
Look at those guns." It's so weird.
Fucking smoking. I mean, look at that fucking thing.
I know. I'm glad that you can only
Guns,
see
baby.
from the waist up because I'm hard as a rock right now.
Are you really?
No.
Damn, John's getting desperate.
His dog must have just walked in.
Thank you, OJ. Because what I picked up on there is John heard a compliment and he's like, "Oh, really?" And then he's like, "Oh, that's absurd." But John always has to accept every compliment he gets.
Yeah.
So Rob saying he was hard over his stupid tattoo arm is enough for him to be like, no shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your boy's doing pretty well over here. Huh? It's so weird. And then he immediately felt weird and stupid about it and started giggling. Watch this reaction again. This is
Very odd.
Oh, I'm glad that you can only
Guns,
see
baby.
from the waist up because I'm hard as a rock right now.
Are you really?
No.
Okay. That is so weird. Are you really? It's such a weird response to I'm hard as a rock right now. So this is where he kind of shows it a little bit just to show there is a tattoo on the arm.
No, but there it is. And there was a tattoo. So there it is. But, you know.
He won't show it.
I would have shown it at some point.
He purposely is making sure it's not on camera. Why is that happening? What's going on?
Back it up a little. Can you stop it?
Watch that again.
Where we see it a little? Because
Yeah.
the hair
There
color.
was a tattoo. So
Okay, hold on.
there it is. But, you know.
Okay, yeah, that's sorry. Let me go back.
It's hard to catch. I was trying to catch it
There
yesterday.
you go.
It's very hard to understand.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like all the yellow from the other good photo.
No,
is in
it
that beard.
doesn't.
So there it is. But, you know. I would have
So
shown it
hard
at
to
some
tell.
point.
Okay, let me just say this. This is really the definitive take on this. Whether it looks like the good version or the bad version, it sucks.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
all agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. That tattoo sucks.
It sucks, and he should be embarrassed for sucking so bad.
It does look like something that would be on a T-shirt for $7 at a Walmart.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
It's like not a cool
Well,
image.
when he was explaining the reason for it, the Danish heritage and then his kids and, you know, the flags and everything like that, I'm like, okay. And then he goes, and I got the skull because it's pretty cool. How old are you, man? What the fuck? I used to skateboard when I was like 8 or 9 years old. And I would buy the skateboard deck that had the cool skull on it. You know?
Bones.
Yeah, right. Bones Brigade, Per Wellender. Because it was just like, yeah, that's cool because I'm 9.
Yeah.
Right.
Not 59. The fuck's he doing? Yeah, the guys, you know, my biker gang will probably think it's pretty sweet, badass. Sure they will, John.
They're going to jump me into the gang.
You can either get beaten or fucked in. I want to remind everyone, we do have the super tip system in place today. Be part of the show, supertip.gg/WATP. Pull it up on a browser, another tab, another device, wherever you want to. When you go to that URL, you'll be able to give it a chance to put together a AI super tip like this one.
Yo, my wiggers. I DM'd tonight a picture of John's tattoo. And they responded, that's gay as fuck. I showed Pops, and he said he wouldn't even boost that.
Wow.
You guys are familiar with Pops, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course I am. All right, let's hit some super. Did you see who was it who? Oh, I think it was Patrick Melton. Joey C gave him $2, and Melton's like, "Dude, I saw you with that argument he was having on Tuki's show."
Okay.
And Patrick's just like, "Joey, don't watch my show anymore. Don't give me money."
Yeah, please keep your money.
Yeah, it was like, it's so bad. He's just like, dude, what are you doing? Don't even get involved in this shit anymore. But Joey C's raising money for Detroit, so
Yeah. Apparently he needs like $5,000.
is that how much he needs now? I thought it was
I don't know.
$2,500.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it goes up and up. So
Wow.
yeah, for any of you that are going out to Detroit to come see Karl, WATP, and the rest of us idiots, what are the tickets? How many tickets are available?
Sold out.
Sold out.
It is sold out. The Magic Bag, 3rd year in a row. We are sold out.
Wow.
The first year we sold out day of, which was really cool. The second year, I think it was that week. This year we sold out months in advance. This is nuts.
That's amazing.
It really is. So I'm looking forward to that. Everyone's coming out in Ferndale, Michigan to come see us October 25th.
But yes,
And,
if you're going and you want to see Joey C there, well, then donate to Joey C.
That's right. Help them out with that.
You missed the goal.
But I just wanted to say, if you're in the Detroit area and you didn't get tickets, we're going to be hanging out that weekend. I'm going to the Red Wings game Thursday night, playing the Devils.
Cool.
Yeah, which will be fun. Nice. And then Friday we'll do the show, and then I'll probably hang out after the game. It'll be done kind of early. And then Friday's the show, and then Saturday I don't know. We're just hanging out on Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
So are you staying till Sunday?
Yeah, we're going back Sunday.
Okay. All right.
But we'll be around, Chris and Lucy.
Yeah,
and Vinny,
everyone will be
we'll
around.
Just at Lucy on X. She'll blow you.
It's once over Kaylee is her name on X, not at Lucy.
I lost my Dabby award. I think I know where it went. So if she could check for me.
You could get it back.
I'll look for it. All right. Let's see what's going on over here. Looney Tunes critic coming with $5 says, Karl, I feel like you let me put my camera in the office just so Vinny would blow up at me when I asked him to open it. Oh no.
Oh,
another
man,
one.
else?
Another one who got yelled at by Vinny Paulino.
Vinny needs a production assistant or
No
something.
more storing anything in Vinny's office ever.
He hates that. He hates it when you're in his office. Texas Long Dog, $5 says, number one, that's not John's arm. Number two, if that tat was on his arm, he'd be showing it off live. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
That might not even be his arm.
I don't
Well,
know.
we know.
It looked like his breasts. It did look like his breasts in the picture. So
Yeah,
he does have pretty decent sized arms. You got to give him that. The rest of his body, well, but his arms aren't in bad shape.
No, I do think that he's roiding up.
He's got guns.
I think he's been roiding up.
I think so too.
Yeah, the fact that he shaves his armpits is a tell. It's really weird that he shaves his armpits.
What?
Yeah.
I thought only like wrestlers and swimmers shave their armpits.
Yeah, or bodybuilders, of course. Like John.
Bodybuilders. Like John.
Carl Sprouse at Tipsy Mug says, his lines are less straight than Andy.
Oh.
TSN at 8. That's right. Very good. Troy Smith, my man. The tattoo is garbage, generic as fuck, lame design, bad line work. The coloring is mid. Skulls don't have hair. There's no neck, so it's a floating head. Thumbs down.
Yeah, and it's not even it's like nesting in hair. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
it goes
It doesn't
around
make
the
any sense. Yeah, the big beard on the stupid skull. It's like
Yeah.
the artist should have been like, what else can we put there? I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Since Troy Smith just donated that, I got to show you what Troy did on John's show yesterday. He sent this over to me. And this is fun. I'll give him credit for this one.
Doing any of that. Troy Smith, thanks for the $2. Thanks for the $2. Said the alcoholic hobo. Ooh.
Zing!
Penis sprinkle 12.
Well executed right
Thanks
there.
for the fiber.
Very funny. Very
Doing any
good.
of that.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Thank you, Troy.
Very good work, Troy Smith. Troy does a lot of our artwork here, and he will be doing the poster for our Detroit show like he always does. Always does a phenomenal job with that. And getting some jokes in on John's show as well. So
Runa Gaylord says what?
props to that. Yes, very good. Whatnot Chaser, $5 says the best part is pretty much every left-leaning organization considers Viking tattoos white supremacist.
Oh.
John's a racist, LOL. I've seen a lot of that.
Wow.
Yes. I didn't know that that's true. I'm not in that world. But if that is true, John's a fucking idiot for more reasons than usual. Rumpled Trenchcoat at Columbo Podcast, $5. I think he got a cheaper version of the original tattoo. So it was inferior to begin with, and then he fucked it up, making it even worse. Very possible.
Good point.
That's one of the other theories that's going around, is that tattoo that he's showing off is what he wanted. And then when he got the price tag, he's like, maybe we can cut some corners.
Don't you know who I am? I'm John Melendez, Stuttering
Right.
John from Howard Stern and the Tonight Show. Come on, you can cut me a deal.
I got
right?
a Groupon, so maybe I could get.
Well, this could be likely, is that when you send somebody an image or you pick out something in their catalog, maybe you say, I want this and that element, they'll say, well, this is going to be a 8-hour tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, you probably want to sit for 3 days, 2.5 hours or whatever, 3 hour, 2 hour. And John's like, no, I only have 1 day. You got to do the whole thing in 1 day.
Oh, that's a
And
good
then
point.
the guy's forced to do a substandard
That's a good point.
amount of work.
Right.
Because
he
the
did do this.
client demands that
He did do this in 1 day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a 1 day
That's not a
tattoo.
1 day tat right
No,
there.
no.
That's a lot of work
So
involved.
that's probably what
So
happened.
many good theories. So many.
Interesting. I just love, though, that Rob Saul, captain, bartender, food service guy, is like, I can't figure this out. You're supposed to tip a tattoo artist? Yeah, you also tip your barber. your valet, your house cleaner, your caddy, cab drivers. Like, why is this a foreign concept to him? Like, someone is working with you for hours of their time.
Right.
That's weird.
He's an idiot.
People that don't want to tip.
Simple answer, Carl. The guy's an idiot.
That's stupid. Big Daddy Dodo coming in. Look at that gunt.
Dude, thanks. I don't know if I ever thanked him for the shirts, dude. Those were
those were awesome.
Yeah.
You talking about Andy there? Big Daddy Dodo? It's very rude. It's our guest on our show today. Dave Daffler, $5 says, John always asks just the tip.
Oh.
Erica Ann, $5 says, this dummy probably used Neosporin on his tattoo. It causes the ink to bleed. Is that true? That could. So this is what I thought, and I don't know anything about this, which is why I didn't want to offer this up earlier. And maybe Erica Ann's just trying to throw me off too. But the way that we're talking about how this tattoo, the image that we saw, the first one, it literally like droops down, like you were saying, on the one side. It's almost like the ink ran. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's possible. It probably isn't, but maybe he put something on it that fucked it up. I don't know.
That would only happen to John. So
Tattoo warper.
Right.
You read it wrong. Tattoo rapper? No, it's the warper. Idiot. Dave Owens says a first-year apprentice would do a better job. Yeah. Well, no shit.
Agree.
Andrew Wall. SJ's tattoo is no Paul Peralta skull and bones. Correct. That's the cool stuff right there.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
that'd be badass. Ask me. Carol Dillon with €5 says, the moment he defended Rob by saying he wasn't diddling with his dog's dick can't be beaten. This was his best effort at defending Rob. Yeah.
He wasn't diddling. It was his doctor.
That was
and it wasn't even, or the vet. And he wasn't even diddling.
That was a whole weird thing where they get into it. But the way they describe it made it seem worse than it probably even was. I'm like, wait, what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't say. You say people are saying that because my dog is always running and jumping up on my lap, and I'm sitting with my dog on my show. You don't go, well, actually, this one time at the vet, I almost did have to jerk my dog off. You know,
Right.
He's telling a story where
there
it's
is-
actually plausibly.
No, there is some
happened.
story like that where they did have to red rocket this dog for some reason. I swear to God.
Okay.
And he's saying like, no, that was the vet, or the vet asked me to do it, or something like that. It's like, it's fucking nuts.
And then he's asking his neighbor to do it for him. Like, yeah, it was a whole weird
It's a whole weird
story.
thing.
Yeah.
But I like that they don't just come out and say it, because then we get to speculate and make fun of them. Mark Abatista, $5 says he refused to acknowledge the fact that Viking tattoos are white supremacy prison gang tats, and you are treated accordingly by the guards and others. Well, you know, he's shipping drugs across state lines. He might learn about it pretty quick if that's the case. You do got to buddy up with someone, though, when you're in there. The narrator, $5 says, there would be swelling and redness on a finished tattoo that size after completion. Yes. First photo is example from shop or net. This is a hack job. Okay, thank you, the narrator. That's another thing that we didn't bring up that we should bring up. Let me go back to that photo that he shows. His big.
So here's the big reveal. I mean,
I don't know the timetable. How far after the fact is this?
He's saying that his tattoo artist took this photo on the street outside of the tattoo parlor afterwards. It wouldn't look like
That's
this.
not angry enough.
No.
I mean, wouldn't there be like a lot of scabbing and redness and soreness like that?
Not when
his
it's
skin looks perfect.
When it's fresh and brand new, it looks decent.
That looks better than decent, though. For being just done.
Yeah, for being just done. I don't know. I've seen tattoos when they're just done, and that there's evidence that there's a bloody mess going on.
There's no fucking way that was done in one day.
No way.
Yeah.
Not possible.
Whatever we're looking at here is not a one-day tattoo.
The shading and everything. I mean, that's, as far as the work goes, it's a pretty intricate tattoo. It's garbage. But,
Right, but there is a lot of detail.
yes.
So Viking tattoos, this is Google. Viking tattoos can be a way to honor ancestors and pay homage to Scandinavian heritage, but some people find them offensive and consider them cultural appropriation. I don't see anything about.
What about the skull? I think people are saying the skull specifically.
Okay.
Not just the fact that it's a Viking, but the fact that it's the skull tattoo. Mr. Kill Everything is in the house. $2. If Joey C is there, I'll trash my tickets. FJC. Yeah, Mr. Kill Everything, please come to the show. We'll hang out. I'll protect you from Joey C. Don't you worry. Gartner fan, $2. Tobias WS tattoo in Oz was better. Vern is the man. I never saw Oz. Have you seen Oz?
I know what.
Yes,
J.K.
Oz. You've never seen Oz? Holy
No.
shit! Oh my god, you're missing
guys
out.
getting raped in cells and not my
No,
thing.
it's great. It's some weird stuff it's a great show. Trust me, you got to check it out. Oz is great. Tobias WS tattoo and Oz was better. Vern is the man.
J.K. Simmons puts a swastika on a dude's ass.
Yes, right on his ass.
Now you're selling me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I stopped watching.
Okay, cool.
So many good actors in it. Trust me. Check it
No,
out.
I know that. I'm aware.
And all of their dongs.
It's great. We just do it. $2. Rob Saul stinks worse than Chadley. Dude, I don't know. That's a tough one right there. Chad's been trying to get my attention so bad lately. He was emailing me last week and they did a show about his emails to me and then he's tweeting at me. I might address it tomorrow on WTP. I might have to. Because he wants my attention really bad. It's weird.
I think he's been reaching out to a few people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's feeling like his show is good for some reason. Probably because Tuki's telling him that as a joke. But he's feeling like he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
He's trying to get himself into an upper echelon of Dabbleverse guys.
Yeah. I've seen people enjoying the fact that he's shitting on John. Shitting on John is fun.
Everyone has fun doing that.
Yeah.
How funny was that? That's another thing we should talk about from this past week, where I was all excited last week. It was John versus Chad.
Right.
And John was up prepared to go after Chad and talk about his criminal record and tweets about Kevin Brennan's family and kids and all this stuff. And then fast forward 5 days later, and John's like, I like Chad. Oh, Jesus Christ. These people.
He does that with Brennan.
It's such a waste of time. Yeah, he likes Brennan again, even though he's constantly talking about Brennan. Like,
Yeah.
why would I listen to your show for? So this is why I stopped listening to Chad and talking about Chad. It's just like, oh, so everything you say is just bullshit, and who gives a fuck? Like, why would I waste my time with that? These people, they don't know how to be entertaining. So they just throw everything at the wall all the time, and just hope something sticks. Deadwood 307. The outline would have taken a day.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Just the outline. That's a day's work.
Brother Ted, $5. You are all dummies. Obviously, John's OCD making it impossible for him to lie or like to lie. You know what? I forgot about that.
I don't lie. I don't like to lie.
That's a good point right there.
Boom.
The idea, John even said his OCD wouldn't allow him to fuck Kate Meany. Remember that?
Yeah.
So you don't understand. I have OCD. There's no way.
I must
can
have
sleep
missed
with a
that one.
Oh, he was talking to Clay Dabbler. And he says to Clay Dabbler, you don't understand. I have OCD. And so I've already made a rule for myself. I can't have sex with anyone who's younger than my oldest kid.
Right.
And Clay's like, okay, but still, that you wouldn't fuck Kate Meany, obviously. Like, we all know that. He's like, no, Clay, you don't understand. It's like, no, but obviously you would. So one time the Clay Dabbler was actually making some points.
Yeah.
Making some sense. John was not having it.
He does from time to time. From time to time, Clay will not take shit from John. Few and far between, but he does it.
So John was hanging out at a place. I don't know if Stevie Tomatoes has him anymore. He never brings up Stevie Tomatoes anymore, does he?
No,
He's probably
it's been a
persona
while.
non grata
I am-
because of the graffiti
Yeah.
incident.
I have a feeling they're just like, we don't need this shit in here. So I think John went to another place. Maybe, and I'm sorry I don't know the background on this. Maybe he revealed where he was going with a date, or he talked about it after the fact or something. But someone posted this in Dabblers Anonymous. This is how you troll places that John goes to. You don't want to give them 1-star reviews. You don't want to fuck with the business. It's not
Right.
Stevie Tomatoes' fault that John has to walk in there and try to be the big shot with everyone. So this is Maselli's, and the review is from Andy Espresso. It says, great place. My boyfriend Karl and I decided to check out Maselli's on a whim. Food was amazing and the drinks were strong. We sat outside at the tiki area. We were a bit surprised to get propositioned by another gay couple seated nearby. We politely declined as they were not our type, and we also found them off-putting. The bigger guy had a bad toupee, and the little fella had dirty fingernails and an unconvincing dye job. They offered up bumps of cocaine if we would follow them out to the parking lot or into the men's room. Little guy kept saying he was famous from the Johnny Carson show. He was loud and drunk. Tons of great jokes going on here. And then he says, it's Florida. Nothing surprises me around here. Can't wait till we get back to Rochester and we tell our friends about these two dopes. Anywho, we love the vibe, drunken fools aside, and we'll definitely be back. That's a 5-star Yelp review.
Fantastic.
That's very funny. That's how you do it. You know, that's what we should be doing with Stevie Tomatoes or
Nothing nefarious, just fun.
Right. Nothing nefarious, people. Things are getting too nefarious out there. I don't know if you've noticed that. This is also from Dabblers Anonymous. This is a poster, goes by the name or the handle of HHHHQQQQ1209.
Sounds legit.
Give him a follow. And he found this Rob Saul delivering some sick burns when he was on John's show. Rob Saul might be brain dead. I'm not even joking with you. There's something wrong with him. He can't think. He can't talk. He's so stupid. The idea that he wants to go on YouTube and embarrass himself every day is crazy to me. Why would you do this to yourself, Rob? You're really bad at it.
Money. He sees that super chat money, the hate chats that John gets, and he wants some of it.
This happens to everyone. Everyone who does Brennan's show does the same thing. They go, oh, you just read people insulting people $5-10 at a time?
Yep.
No, some people can. Not you, Rob, but watch this.
Hey, John, I thought you don't have felons on your show. Hey, Filet Randy, do some research.
You guys love me. You love me. I rent so much free, I rent free space in and there's empty skulls of yours. Not Viking skulls, empty skulls.
Good stuff, Rob. Good stuff.
I feel like he's on some sort of drug.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the explanation.
I would hope so. Can you imagine if this is a sober Rob Saul and he's that stupid? That would be so embarrassing.
It's like a real life chip.
It really is. And he's wearing a Chip shirt. He's wearing a Chip shirt today, too, when he's on the show. He loves Chip. It's like, yeah, but that's not ironic. You realize that you're Chip, right? Oh, yeah, well, you know what I'm living is like in a place that's like not costing a lot of rent and stuff, and it's like in between your ears or whatever.
I'm subletting a studio apartment in your brain.
So fucking stupid.
Home run, Kumia, home run.
All right. Let's get back to some clips here. So actually, Rob calls John out at a certain point where John's talking about, how he wanted money for his to show his tattoo originally.
I was even thinking like, I'm a realist, and I was thinking, why is John hiding his tattoo anyway? Like he wants to get money. Like who's going to pay money to see John's tattoo? Why do people? Why
they pay for everything? They pay money to.
Oh, see how quickly John interrupts him because he's like, I got to defend myself for this. Watch John light up as Rob can't even get his thought out.
John hiding his tattoo anyway? Like he wants to get money. Like who's going to pay money to see John's tattoo? Why do people? Why
they pay for everything? They pay money to fucking see my couch cushions.
I know exactly, but I'm a realist. So I'm like, no, I'm like John. Who's going to give? And then it got leaked, and it's all the shows are talking about. I'm like,
of course.
Now I get it. John wants money because he knows it's going to give them.
No, I know. I was hoping I could beat.
Yeah,
Rob, I was hoping I could beat it before it leaked. I knew it was going to get out.
You're hoping you could beat it before it was leaked? So Rob's like, yeah, at first I thought it was really stupid. You were asking for money to see your tattoo, but now I realize it's a big deal. Everyone's talking about it. Yeah, the problem is like no one's going to pay John money to see his tattoo. No one's going to pay John money to see his apartment after it was cleaned. Whenever John says, I'll show you something for money, it means he's proud of it.
Yes.
And so it's like, no. I'll pass.
Beating it before it leaks sounds disgusting.
Yeah, right. All right. John's been using this word. We've talked about it a few times here. And I'm just going to go ahead and steal a bit from both Melton and Tukey. I'm making this my own now.
Okay, cool.
John has his own secret word.
Uh-oh.
And then they have the audacity to like call you a dog diddler. And meanwhile, their own producer was fucking involved in such a nefarious.
That's our secret word of the day.
I got the robot chicken version for Pee Wee's secret word.
That's great.
Yeah, I think from now on, when John says nefarious, we have to call it out because
We can share our bits. It's fine.
Okay, even he's realizing that he might be overusing that word. I felt stupid. I was in my car the other day, and I'm listening to John's show, and John goes, and the fact that they would do that is so, and I go, nefarious. He goes, nefarious. Like, yes, fucking do it. I'm in this guy's brain right now. I know what he's going to say before he says it. All right, so then Rob Saul starts going off on Anthony Kumia and, you know, all the people that John doesn't like, Rob doesn't like, and he's doing a Anthony impression right here. Get ready for hilarity.
Oh, boy.
His impressions are always amazing.
God, you go out shopping and I'll hang out with all your friends. Tell them come to see Uncle Anthony.
And he's such a fucking disturbing looking guy. I mean, with the pocky, with all the pock marks and the fucking skinny arms and everything. It's just the guy's like, he looks like he's on his deathbed, man.
Well, God willing.
Jeez.
Yeah. So he just wishes death on Anthony Kumia. 2 weeks ago, he invited Anthony to be on his show. And this is what I mean. These guys are so phony. And, you know, when Chad Zumock was on WATP the first time, he was kissing my ass because he knew that Anthony and Florentine were listening to it and enjoyed it. And now he's just like, I never liked him. He sucks. I think these people are fake.
Yeah.
Rob Saul's fake. You're not a real person. Now you hate Anthony Kumia 2 weeks ago. You're wearing a chip shirt 2 weeks ago. You loved him.
It was a whack impression too, just because you put on glasses.
Oh, horrible.
What you're going to put on a skeleton thing over your mouth and say that you're Clay Dabbler and just talk in the same voice? It's not an impression.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just having a prop involved doesn't make it an impression.
Just wearing a orange avatar and putting sunglasses on it doesn't make it a good impression.
What are you trying to say
I
over
don't know.
here? All right. Well, I got some bad news, guys.
Oh.
I think that John's probably almost done with the Dabble verse.
Say it, is it so?
No, I'm really, I'm 1 foot out the door.
Oh,
because
no,
it's
no.
just,
No wonder
you
why
know-
it smells better in here.
really, I'm 1 foot out the door because it's just, you know, like Lady K was supposed to, his slogan is observe and report.
Yep.
But he never observes Anthony Kumia or Missy B or Shitway or Bob. He doesn't observe and report about them.
No.
He only observes and reports about me.
Well, first off, that's not true. And I do observe Anthony and Missy and Shuey and Bob when they're over at my house for DabbleCon and we were all hanging out. So I definitely observe those people.
I observed Missy B, and she's got a smoking hot body.
Right.
I observe them doing a show and being funny on it.
Well,
I observe you embarrassing yourself.
That's the thing that, like, John can't wrap his head around this because he keeps thinking, like, why wouldn't Karl make fun of Anthony? Well, Anthony's funny and he does a good show.
Right.
That's why. Well, why people make fun of me, but make fun of George Clooney? He's more famous than me. No, George Clooney's really good at what he does. His tequila is actually pretty good. And he's a good actor. So we don't make fun of him. Handsome gentleman. But then why do you make fun of me? Because you're a fucking clown. That's how we make fun of you, John. You suck at everything, and it's hilarious. It's a lot of fun to goof on you. Oh, why does he observe and report Anthony? I do Opie. I do a lot of people. You're one of the main guys. I don't know why he can't wrap his head around this. Karl's going against his own thing. Like, no. I've never made fun of the shows I enjoy. People told me, Karl, you should review No Agenda. I'm a huge No Agenda fan. Like, I don't know what I would do with that. I enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're supposed to play a clip and be like, that's a good observation.
Yeah.
That's not a show. So
I agree with that. It makes some good points.
Right. Doesn't make sense. Poor Andy was here for a review of Michael Rappaport's show many years ago.
Yeah.
And you and your brother show up to my house. and you're all ready to like, all right, let's rip into Michael Rappaport. I'm like, no, this guy rules.
Yeah,
I love this show. It's like, it's hard to turn that into a podcast review show or a Jocktober style show if you're like, it's pretty good. John's so fucking out of it too.
And
because the whole thing with her is that she looks like everyone says she looks like Ariana Grande.
All right, he's talking about Bob's stepdaughter's. Well, Bob's stepdaughter, who I don't know if she has an OnlyFans or Instagram or whatever, but she's very attractive. This woman.
And
because the whole thing with her is that she looks like everyone says she looks like Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Ariana Grande looks like.
Well, it's Ariana Grande, not Grandy.
How does he not know what Ariana Grande looks like? How is that possible?
That's kind of surprising.
It's weird.
She was around even back then, right? Disney.
She's been famous for a very, very long time, and she's very attractive. Even if it was just like the Pete Davidson thing, you would know who she is and what she looks like.
He's just not paying attention.
I know, and he acts like that's a cool thing to be this fucking out of it. Like, well, you're supposed to be a media personality.
I kind of do that too, but I'm not a real media personality, so.
You're OJ in the morning.
Right.
I'll give you a pass.
Thank you.
This is Stuttering John from the Stuttering John Show.
But for how out of it I am, even I know who Ariana Grande is.
Yes, we all do. It's ridiculous that he wouldn't. So in this next clip, John is talking about going out on 2 dates. I mentioned this earlier. John went out on 2 dates with the same woman. They went for lunch. The next day, they went to the gym together, and he makes a comment here.
Yeah,
you know, but she is younger than me. I'm not Lady K with the mom wife, and
you know, my wife is also much younger than you, John.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're just like, oh yeah, it's a younger woman, you'd be lucky to date someone like my wife, who's much younger than you.
The woman he's dating is probably older than your wife. So.
Yeah, and Kevin Brennan's wife is too. It's like, it's so fucking ridiculous, these assholes. So
it's amazing, John. And you know, John has no wife, so it's like, what, you know,
he brags about 2 dates. This is the thing. Let's say I'm single again someday, and I'm on dating apps or whatever, and I start seeing a girl for a couple days. I would never bring that up on the show. I mean, I don't talk about my personal life much anyway. That's kind of always been my thing. I don't think I'm that important. People who get on and talk about their personal lives are like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. I started doing it for a little bit yesterday, and I was like I was like, oh, I got to stop. Like, this feels so weird.
Yeah. What are you doing? It's one thing if you're just like, well, I was at a wedding this past weekend because you want to tell a story or something. That's fine. But to be like, yeah, I went on 2 dates with a girl. Like, oh, neat. Like, Aaron Imholt does this shit. Yeah. So I'm sleeping with this new chick now. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. It's kind of what adults do.
Yeah. Can't wait to hear about when she leaves you.
Yeah. Good for you and Slam Piece. Very exciting. Oh, and then Rob even asked John if she's ever seen this new girl.
Yeah.
She's ever seen him with his shirt off. He's like, no. Like, these two probably haven't even kissed yet. He's fucking bragging about going out with a girl. He's such a child. He's such a dork, for lack of a better term.
He really is.
It's a clod. What are our new words that we're using now?
Gaywad.
Clod and gaywad.
That's pretty good. I like that. Here's a fun question. So Rob is monetized now. Big deal for Rob to be monetized.
Yay.
And the question is, how you doing with that? You're probably making some righteous bucks, I would imagine.
Let's see. All right, let me just read some. So now that you monetize, are you making any money?
You were doing all right. I mean, it's I don't know if it's from not being on your show or just not all these other shows haven't been trashing me lately. I'm sure now that I'm here, I'm sure this will be a topic of the Uncle Rico show, and then all the trolls come over. So the numbers have dwindled, but we started off like really, really good, and it's kind of taken a dip since then.
So his plan backfired. Rob's whole thing was just like, I'll read your insults. Come on over and send me an insult and I'll read it for $5. And I was just like, yeah, it's fine. I don't
just insult you for free.
Yeah, I'll just insult you for free. Or better yet, never watch you because he's getting no viewers on his show because he doesn't come with a show. He's one of these lazy assholes who gets drunk, turns on his webcam and goes, all right, guys, what are we talking about tonight? Like, well, you're the host. I don't know. What are we talking about tonight, Rob? He just sits there and reads the fucking chat the whole time, waiting for $2 at a time to come in.
Okay, I'm on. Pay me. Let's go.
Yep. And that was his whole plan. He told this to us. He's like, even before he's monetized, if you want me to read an insult, you got to send me a Venmo. Okay, I get it that John makes money reading insults, but that's John. It's John Melendez.
Right.
It hurts him deeply, and it's funny. He gets very upset. The other day, he was talking about, he goes, guys, you can talk about me all you want. But then when you bring up that I didn't graduate from college, I don't drive a Mercedes, like, yeah, this is all about you, John. What do you mean? He misses the point completely. He's like, but then you say things that I get upset about. And I don't like that. Like, yeah, that's why we do it.
Right.
And then you tell us what you don't like and what bothers you, and then we do that more. Haven't you hung out with comedians your whole life? You claim you're on the road with all these fucking ball busters, Norton and Florentine and shit. You didn't know that? Nick DiPaolo. Oh my God. That was an amazing clip. I think Uncle Rico show played it. Nick DiPaolo talking to Artie Lang a few years ago. And they're talking about John Melendez. And Artie goes, yeah, John wants me to like do comedy shows with him. He tells me he has 45, a tight 45. And Nick goes, 45 seconds? And then Nick goes on to say, he goes, Artie, it's the craziest thing. We were doing these comedy shows together. And I told John, I go, well, you know, you're not a comic, you're a radio personality. And he goes, Artie, John got very offended by that. He doesn't realize he's not a comic. He actually was upset that I told him that we're all busting balls. I thought he knew that. And he actually took offense to the fact I told him he wasn't a comic.
Yeah.
He had no idea.
Yeah.
And Nick DiPaolo was like aghast by this. Like, what? How does he not know that? He doesn't know he's not a comic? All comics think you're not a comic, John.
Yeah.
Not just Chrissy Mayer.
Even your
it was like
friends.
that one segment of the Sheet Shitterson doc where he tried to outrun a professional football player.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, well, I've been on a football field before. I've caught a pass from somebody. So obviously I'm a football player. No, you're not. You're not in that league.
He got blown out by a tight end. Who's
not in
even
comedy, not in football.
He thought he could outrun a tight end. I can't remember which guy it was.
Yeah.
But tight ends are not even like wide receivers. Not known for their speed necessarily.
Right. The guy was like 6'8". You know, like
Yeah, John thought he could outrun him.
230 pounds.
It wasn't even fucking close. Oh, it was so bad. All right. Some super chats real quick, guys. Thanks again for supporting the show. I'll remind you, if you want to get involved in the show, supertip.gg/WATP. We have over 1,600 people here watching us. You know, before I do this, I should probably let my buddy OJ, who hopped on, thank you very much for being here with us, talk about what you have going on. Of course, OJ in the morning, Sunday mornings.
Yes. Also, don't forget Cardiff Electric, who is now on Rumble.
Yep.
So if you're not subscribed to the Potato, subscribe to him over on Rumble. And then, Tukey Soup, either Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever Rocco has time. Of course, be dabbling live every Sunday or Saturday, 10 a.m. And then, yes, OJ in the morning at Obnoxious John. You can find me every Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Yes, the ungodly hour on God's day of 7 a.m. Sunday morning.
Like and subscribe. I always, on Sunday mornings, I sleep in a little bit.
I don't blame you.
I wake up, I pop on OJ, I see what he's talking about and checking on that. And then it's right over to the Blind Mike Project at 10 or whenever OJ ends up after that. So that's my son. I mean, that covers my whole Sunday
like
morning
Friends
into the
and
afternoon.
Seinfeld, you know? It's
Right.
Perfect together.
TGIS. And then after that, well, now it's football. So that's Sundays for you right there.
Oh, yeah.
You got everything
Tailgate
covered.
with OJ in the morning and then Blind Mike, and then you got football right after.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Andy, you of course are doing the All Apologies podcast.
That's right.
And that's a show that calls out celebrity apologies for their bullshit.
Right. Yeah, we just did Jimmy Carr, which was fun because he didn't really have anything to apologize for, but he's gotten called out for some of his jokes because he's edgy like that.
Sure.
And and he cheated on his taxes, but it was kind of like a you know, you got caught, but they didn't take his money away.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, right.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
The craziest thing, well, we had New Girl, who is starting a show with JJ Dabble, as a producer of the Trainwreck.
Mm-hmm.
So she was a delight to have on there. That was the big news from that.
Oh, so you got a Brit to be on there to talk about a Brit.
That's
nice.
Yeah. So that was
We're
a lot
international
of fun.
around here.
So check that out, and we're going to be covering Dustin Diamond and TJ Miller.
Oh, TJ Miller,
yeah. George Lucas with Dr. Steve is on deck.
Really?
Look forward to all of
What did George Lucas have to apologize for?
The thing with the show these days, Carl, is we're just
The
going to talk about what
Ewoks.
we want to talk about, and inevitably an apology materializes.
Of
out
course.
it.
Everyone's
So-
had to apologize for something at some point.
You think George Lucas has nothing to apologize for?
Well, the prequels.
Exactly.
Jar Jar Binks.
Christmas special.
Christmas special, but that's great. Selling everything to Disney and letting Disney fucking
that was the
ruin Star Wars.
Ruining Indiana Jones. You know, it's all gonna be
okay, you're right. There's actually a lot of things to apologize for.
We're going to be demanding apologies on that.
Very good. Maybe he will be apologizing after he hears your episode.
Yeah.
Where can people find All Apologies?
Allapologiespodcast.com.
Very good. Nice. Brother Ted, $5 says, you are all dummies. Obviously, John's OCD. Oh, we read that one. Dave Owens.
It's because you're dumb. You read it twice.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm behind a little bit. That could definitely not be done in the day. It looks rushed. The line work is off and there's no shading. The dummy fucked it up when it was healing. Okay, so Dave Owens agrees with me. He thinks he fucked it up while it was healing. Very possible. It's very odd that he won't just show it.
The one thing we can all agree on, it's fucked up.
It's definitely fucked up. We all know that. Just do it. $5 says, right there is John that excuse about the stain on his shirt and ran out and got a tat to cover his lie. That's why it is shit. Can you imagine? I better get a tattoo now. That's a fun theory. I disagree. Pufferfish, $10. Now the blueberry needs something with it, like kiwi. Blueberries aren't a standalone fruit. The great Fez Watley, everybody, being left by himself in the studio by Ron Bennington as he was giving his hot blueberry take. One of the great moments of the Ron and Fez show. Steve Haney became a new member. Thank you very much for becoming a member. When you are a member on this channel, I'll let you know that you get the link to our WATP episodes Wednesdays and Saturdays. I put it in the community tab so you can watch those live behind the paywall. And also, we do 2 bonus shows every single month, and you get links to those in the community tab as well. So thank you for becoming a member. Douche of the Dabbleverse, $5.
What up?
It's a little nefarious that Karl doesn't rip on Chrissy and Keanu. They totally deserve it. I was just on their show recently. Actually, Chrissy's coming back to WATP soon.
What?
I'm excited about that. We got Brandon McAfee this Saturday from the Drew Lane Show. I'm excited about that. Pat Oates is coming back on. After that, got Chrissy Mayer lined up.
Man.
Star-studded WATP.
Awesome.
Dame Taft. Hi, kids.
Hey.
Now you say hi to me, okay? Hi, Dame Taft.
Hi, Dame.
Oh, hello.
Very good. All right. Rabid Weasel with a $1 super sticker. Thank you very much, Rabid Weasel. All right, let's get back to clips. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're caught up on the super tips and the super chats. So let's talk about this idea that and you remember this very well, OJ, when Cardiff's channel got struck, John immediately took credit.
Yes.
Like fucking ISIS does. Whenever something bad happens, like, yep, we did that.
Yeah.
That's us.
Like
John
bin,
was just-
bin Laden did for the Twin Tower attack. Yes. He
Yep.
took credit for Cardiff's channel getting nuked.
Totally. And the way he even said it was sinister. He's like, that's what happens, man. Cross the Duke. What do you think's going to happen? That's what happens.
Yep.
And so John was taking credit for it. And then everyone went, fuck you, John. We're going to strike your channel. And he went, I didn't do anything. I had nothing to do with that. And so now John's claiming that, well, go ahead, OJ.
Oh, he called us all liars and
Yeah.
we were just making it up. And why get blamed for everything?
Well, this is what I'm talking about. Because now John's pretending that there's no basis for us to say that John had anything to do with Cardiff getting his channel nuked, even though John was definitely taking credit for it.
And then they try and blame me for striking Cardiff's channel. I had nothing to do with it. Zero. In fact, I think you texted me the next day and said, Cardiff's channel got nuked or it was Dirty Deeds. I had no idea. I was in bed sleeping.
Yeah, I'm not for striking people's channel. I'm not. I mean, unless they're doing something like
the only times I do it is when you're Lady K and you put my audiobook behind your paywall so you can
Karl,
profit off it and I can't.
I gotta tell you, that I don't know how that doesn't infuriate you every time he brings up that live because I get pissed.
Well, I'm going to address it. I've addressed it before, but because he keeps bringing it up, I'll address it. But let's hear the only times John strikes channel. Let's hear it.
PK, and you put my audiobook behind your paywall so you can profit off it and I can't, then I will. And if you play my music.
All right. John's lying. John has struck my YouTube channel. He definitely did try to get my Patreon taken down. That is true, not for the reason he's explaining. He has definitely struck Shuli's channel multiple times. He struck my channel multiple times. I have the emails where YouTube's like, yeah, you received the strike, but we don't agree with that. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it. Every now and again, YouTube knows what they're talking about.
But every now and again.
I know, it sucks. But John is such a fucking liar, and I can't tell if he thinks that he's telling the truth at this point or if he knows he's lying and just continues to lie, because the more you tell a lie, the more it becomes the truth in the world. Something the Nazis did, by the way, John. So what happened is John decided he didn't like that I was profiting off of him, and he saw that my Patreon numbers were pretty big, much better than anything he was doing. So he tried to figure out how to get my Patreon channel taken down via the Patreon terms of service. And in the terms of service, because I had a connection to my Discord channel, because at the top tier of my Patreon, you get special permissions in my Discord. He, and I say he, it wasn't him, it was someone else, because he doesn't do anything, went into my Discord channel and found gamer words being used. And then John reached out to Patreon and said, this guy is connected to this account to Discord, which is against your terms of service because they're using these words. And then these poor people at Patreon had to go into my Discord and look through thousands and thousands and thousands of messages and threads to find gamer words. And then they eventually did. And they contacted me and they said, yeah, this is against our terms of service. I said, okay, I'll disconnect it. It's fine. So now Patreon and Discord are not connected in any single way for who are these podcasts. Fine, whatever. But John's now pretending that he struck Patreon because I posted his book, which is something he made up after the fact.
Right.
This is a whole new thing he's made up. And I'll say it again. I say it many times. You got to prove it or stop saying it. Show me evidence or shut the fuck up, because it's not true. And just saying that it's true and that, and the people, Robert Myers saw it. Robert Myers, reach out to me. Show me a screen grab. You said that you saw it too? Were you on my Patreon in 2019 or whenever the fuck this supposedly happened? Is Robert Myers a fan of WATP back then? He says his book publisher saw it. He says Audio saw it or Audible. It's fucking insane.
His
Dabbling
book publisher,
Dan, Dustin.
It's fucking ridiculous.
The book publisher, I also might add that he threatened to kick his ass.
Yes.
He saw it too.
Right. He has no relationship with his book publisher at all because he feels like he got screwed by them. Because, John, another lie from his Bumble profile, he says he's a best-selling author. It's not a best-selling book, John. Easy for you to say. It's not selling.
It's not the best of anything.
No. It might be the best content on our Patreon, patreon.com/hear these podcasts. We break down, I think we took like 19 episodes to break down that entire book. But it's not the best anything else, for sure.
It's the only way you can hear John's book on Patreon.
Right. So it's
the only way you should hear it.
It's just the clips that we play and us breaking it down. But the fact that John is now trying to rewrite history and say he's never struck anyone is absurd.
Yeah. I think he gaslit himself. I do. I think he's told this lie so much he does believe it.
It's classic mental gymnastics from John. His book gets ripped off on Karl's Patreon, so Karl's worse than Bin Laden. Right. John Cardiff gets taken off the internet, and and John's taking credit for, like he's Bin Laden.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bin Laden's videos are better than anything John puts on the internet.
He's a good content creator, that Bin Laden.
His caves were cleaner too.
You gotta give him that. So John striking everyone all the time. Didn't he also strike Tukey when they did the wedding speech video?
He did.
Yep.
And then he had to put that up on Rumble, which got 10,000 additional views. That wouldn't have gotten
views. Exactly.
because
yeah,
he
he
put it up
brought
on
us
Rumble.
way more attention. So yes, thank you, John.
And by the way, I should mention, I have not promoted this yet, but I don't really have much of a Rumble presence. I do have a channel on there. And I did put up the video that John struck where I was making fun of his video for I Feel Small. That horrible song and video. That's all up on Rumble. You can see it. John got it taken off of YouTube, but he strikes everything all the time. And the fact that he's just like, I've only struck 2 things. Chad Zuma because he used my song, and Carl's Patreon because he posted my book. It's just not true. He's just lying. It's a blatant lie. And, props to Rob for saying, yeah, I wouldn't strike channels if I were you. But Rob doesn't hold him to task for any of this shit. Of course, he wouldn't be a co-host or a guest on the show.
Right.
If he did. So John's just an asshole. And the fact that he pretends that he's not, and he makes up all of these things that everyone did to slight him and gaslight whatever audience he thinks is watching him because they like him. There's got to be 5 people.
Right.
And 3 of those people are fucking with him and just trying to get at his good side for some kind of like long game that they're playing. But that's John's world right now. And he's got 1 foot out of the Dabbleverse. Back on today with Rob and Clay Dabbler are both on his show. And the day before, we got 1 foot out of this Dabbleverse, guys. Okay.
It's amazing.
Sure.
Can't help
John.
himself.
He can't.
John can do other things to make money. Sure. Okay.
As long as it's not delivering mail or working for the Salvation Army.
The problem
or
is that
substitute teaching.
they're not as desperate for substitutes in Florida as they were in LA.
Yeah.
The way that LA and California responded to COVID, I can't believe anyone still has their job in the government there.
Yeah.
They fucking botched it horribly. And there is a whole generation of kids who are going to be fucked for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why John was allowed to substitute teach. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
They brought in Stuttering John because another day drunk at the bar was like, yeah, we're looking for substitutes.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Florida, all the teachers kept their jobs. All the kids kept going to school.
Right. So there's no way they need a fat, lying, alcoholic loser like Stuttering John. All right, he's lost some weight. To come in and sit there and stare at the classroom or sleep or whatever the fuck he does when he's pretending to be a substitute.
Watches MLC.
Yeah, watching MLC without headphones. Remember that story he was telling to
Yeah.
Kate Meany? That's one of the greatest things of the tapes. Where he's like, yeah, I sit in there, I take roll call, and then I just sit there and watch MLC, and I watch Vince the Lawyer. And, I didn't have headphones. So sometimes the kids in the classroom heard like some words and stuff that Kevin said. I'm like,
fucking
you
unbelievable.
don't have headphones? What the fuck? You just sit there watching MLC in front of a seventh
He's such a
graders?
fucking asshole.
He's the worst. But then I eventually got headphones, Kate. Okay, good. Jesus Christ. All right. John is literally living in the past. Listen to this.
That's Vagina Wrinkle. Vagina Wrinkle was in I think they were in the I don't know if they were the Keanu show, but they were definitely there on my drunken after show. I did not get picked as the Bachelor. I was
Wait, hold on. I want to cover that in its entirety. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Now I know what I know what I want to say. Now, Rob, when I weighed in 2022, I believe, or 2021 against Crazy Cabby, I never know which came first. Almost let me get me out of here, or the fight. I think it was the fight that came first. So
2021, he was fighting Crazy Cabby. He was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2022.
What?
Yeah. I think that John's brain, like, this happens. This is psychology. Your brain will cope with things in different ways. In John's mind, these things just happened.
Yeah.
He was just boxing Cabby and victorious in front of a giant crowd full of people and Robin and Howard praising him.
Feels like just yesterday. No, it was 30 years
It was
ago.
30 years ago. No. I was just on the Tonight Show and Jay Leno brought me on and everyone's laughing at my anecdotes from Almost Somebody Get Me Out Here. Nope. Not even close.
15 years ago.
Yeah. And in John's mind, all this shit just happened.
I'm still relevant.
And again, Rob Sell's just sitting there like, Rob, are you paying attention? No one's, they're not communicating with each other at all. Bizarre.
Well, I think, after a while, you get like that John fatigue when you've been on the show a while, and you notice he's not paying attention to you. So why the hell should you pay attention to him?
Yes, I think there's a lot to that for sure. But you notice that the way that clip started, Rob's going, yeah, so I was on Keanu's show and we were doing this thing. And John's like, whatever. I just remembered what I want to talk about.
Right.
So eventually he lets Rob tell the story that he wants to tell. Very nice of John to do that. Let's see how this goes.
But so tell me what happened.
Well, I got a message from Keanu, and she's like, "Hey, you think you can come on for a little bit? We're going to be doing."
Hold on. See, Rob, you got to learn how to tell a story. Okay, and I'm not being mean.
He interrupts him immediately. Now, in John's defense, Rob cannot even form a sentence. So I understand why he's just like, okay, what? What's going on? What are you doing? But he interrupts him immediately, like, all right, you just suck at this, Rob. Which I find to be fun. Listen how insecure John is about his tattoo. This is just insecurity.
And these idiots going, it's a shitty tattoo. Fuck off, shitty tattoo. It's a fucking cool-ass tattoo. Well thought out, and it has meaning. Even my brother-in-law was like, holy shit, that thing's awesome. He goes, and I know much, because like everything with you, it has meaning. And I go, yes, it does, Doug. I said, you got to look at it a little bit more.
It means I haggled at the price and I got the shittiest tattoo I could get.
I love these conversations he has with people. My brother-in-law Doug was just like, and I know you, John. This is probably even deeper than I understand. Yes, it is, Doug. You're adult. I'll explain it to you.
The meaning is I'm a stupid cheapskate.
The meaning is it's not a midlife crisis. It's an end-of-life crisis that he's having. He's trying to reinvent himself. Tough biker guy.
Yep.
He should probably get a man's motorcycle now, too. Stop riding that girl bike that he rides. Because that's embarrassing.
At least get a more manly color. It's like a baby blue.
Baby blue.
Yeah.
So he's so insecure. Fuck off. It's awesome. Even my brother-in-law. Imagine being in this guy's orbit. One of the 6 or 4 people that talk to John.
Yeah.
Would you ever tell him the truth? Would you ever tell anyone the truth about their shitty tattoo?
Yeah.
It's like a dick thing to do.
Yeah, no.
People typically are just like, no, that's great. Good job. It has meaning to you? Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you think it's great.
I'm glad it makes you happy.
Yeah, I'm glad it makes you happy.
If it makes you happy, it makes me happy.
Right. All right, let me play one more clip, and then we have some chats to catch up on. But Rob Saul has a spicy joke here, and John is not down with it. This is a little too spicy for John's speed.
Shitwayer is jelly because he's too scared to get a tattoo. Well, he's scared to do everything, isn't he? He's scared to go defend Israel.
Yeah.
He's scared when I try and interview him.
That's another dumb thing that John says. Shuli should be going back to Israel to fight in the army. How would that work? How the fuck would that work?
I mean, is Shuli, does he have like dual citizenship?
I don't know. I doubt it.
They wouldn't take him.
They wouldn't take him. He's in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, no, we're good. We got this. do you think they're losing this war? Is anyone watching what's going on in the Middle East and being like, well, Israel's really on their heels? No, that's not anyone's complaint about this. They've got it taken care of pretty well. They don't need fucking Shuli over there.
Right.
With a bayonet. I don't know what he's going to do. Get that tunnel, Shuli. Go.
Does a Tan Mom impression help you guys in any way?
I do a very good Jeff the Drunk. Yeah. Do the Palestinians need that? He's so stupid.
Scared to do everything, isn't he? He's scared to go defend Israel.
Yeah.
He's scared when I try and interview him.
His
He's a little
tattoo
scared pussy.
is just a bunch of numbers on him.
What?
Oh.
No. Don't go there.
John's like, Holocaust jokes. Whoa.
Disavow.
That's where I draw the line right there. Yeah, that was fucking weird, wasn't it? And John's like, what does that mean? Oh, no. I like that it took him a second to figure out what the fuck that was a reference to. An idiot.
Oh, that's great.
I love it. Mr. Kill Everything coming in with $2. Sorry, Total ticket death. Maybe next year. Hashtag fuck Joey C. You're not coming to the magic bag, Mr. Kill Everything? Disappointed. Jason Badal, $5 says, Karl, ask Brandon about dogs and their red rockets on Saturday. He should have some insights. Drew blows. I will ask him about that. Remind me. Ozone. What does gamer words mean? The N word is a gamer word. Basically things that young children scream into their headset when they're
90s.
playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, right. Well, not even the 90s.
No,
or Anthony Kumia.
Yeah, it's young children or Anthony. Words that we don't use in polite society or on YouTube. Big Daddy Dodo. More like barely selling author. Yeah, the best-selling author thing is so stupid. Douche of the Devil says, WTP is greater than No Agenda ITM from Sir Ganoy Weeva, Sir Karl. Well, that is high praise, Douche of the Dabbleverse.
Thank you, Douche.
In the morning to you. I appreciate that very much. And it's Sir Karl with a K is actually my official title for the No Agenda program. All right, John Smith coming in.
I have no idea who took down his channel because I was asleep at the time. I know this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Due to YouTube's 72-hour window between user flagging and them taking action.
John wouldn't even say something that intelligent.
No.
Unfortunately. Yeah. You would have no clue. Well, this has been a lot of fun. We weren't joined by any of our friends. They've let us down yet again.
They have.
Although, again, I will say that it was last minute. We didn't know we were going to be hosting this on this channel. And so I very much appreciate you, OJ, hopping on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think this is my second time on Point Dabble Point. We'll do it again.
I appreciate it. It's always fun talking to you. And OJ in the morning, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, and be dabbling live Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
And Potato Soup, 8:05-ish. Rumble.
Monday nights.
Cardiff Electric. Monday nights.
Yes. Potato Soup.
You didn't play the clip where Rob Saul was saying that OJ without the filter is the prince of the Dabbleverse and how handsome he was.
Did I miss that one?
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, because wasn't John calling you ugly? He's like, oh, now I've seen what OJ looks like. Wow, he's so ugly. He's like,
I'm a double bagger. I should get 2 fucking bags.
I call him a case. I got to drink a case before I
Yeah, I'm opening all my shows with that now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Thanks, OJ. And Trucker Andy, thank you for being here, buddy.
Anytime.
Allapologiespodcast.com is where you can go. Muttering Jay.
Hey.
Great episode, guys. It was so good. It could never be topped, so never do another. You got it. You got it, Muttering
Reverse
Jay.
psychology.
You nailed it. All right. This has been fantastic. Thanks all for hanging out and for watching the show. For Trucker Andy and Obnoxious John, I have been Karl Hamburger saying a googie.
Point Dabble Point. A Stuttering John